Hey, I'm Philip. My cohort, Javier. Here we go. We're going to press a bearing in a 09 Honda Accord. There it is. So, we've got the bearings already pressed out. Sorry, that's another video, another time. But now we're going to use this tool here. It's EverTough, the 67213. Master wheel hub and bearing removal and installer kit. And we are installing a bearing. So, let's figure out how this works. First, take your bearings out of the freezer. They're ice cold. This makes them smaller, so they fit in here and press in a lot easier. Second, this plastic cover covers the delicate magnetic ring for the speed sensor. So the speed sensor is on that side. So that speed magnetic ring goes in first. Now, we have to make sure we're pushing on the outside edge of the bearing race. So it has to be like that, so you make sure you're pushing in. I'm going to double check some other sizes here. This is bigger. That's bigger, so I hit this first. Still bigger than it. Okay. So, you know what we use? The old bearing. So get an old bearing. Use the race of the old bearing. That's the right side. Okay, let's continue pressing this bearing in. We use the old bearing that came out. It's the right size. Put that on. But this bearing wants to go on the flat side of that. And then this side, let's turn on its side this way. This needs something big here. That's it there, I think. Yep, that's it. So we need... Right, so let's hold that up. No. First we have to put this bearing to push it.
Oh, I thought we were using this one.
Remember?
Oh, two.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, true. You got two bearings on one side, then we got this side over here. The two. It's a little complicated to put, but we'll make it work.
Yep. It's self-centering. Okay, let's start it. Go ahead and just spin it. Get the slack out.
Use a torque gun.
Yep.
Got
Get the slack out.
1516 bolts.
Slowly spin it. Slowly.
Hold it. And this has to be going out straight.
Yeah,
right?
so just get the slack out. That's good. Stop. Good. Straight now. There it is. Okay.
Is it straight enough?
And it started perfectly straight. So it's pretty good.
So you're gonna use the industrial. See a little gap there?
You want to get it in straight right first start. How about we do this? It's better. Yeah, see it is. You can tell it's quickly.
This has to be quick right to there.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's what it was. Loosen it up.
Loosen it up?
Yeah, this is what's turning. Okay. There we go. Now.
Nope.
There it is. Hey, let's loosen it up again. Not a lot.
Sorry,
just a little. Okay, tighten it.
I gotta get.
Slowly.
Can you hold it up? There you go. Good.
There we go. See?
Okay. All right, you can.
That was making it crooked.
All right. Good. A little bit deeper.
Did it stop moving?
No, I can
Keep going.
keep on going.
Stop. Loosen it up.
I'm gonna take it out completely.
No. Make sure it's all the way. Looks like it's all the way.
Yeah, it's good.
You put the
You
C-clip in there?
The clip in here. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, loosen it up all the way.
That's good. Okay.
So you have to make sure the clip can go in there.
So we gotta clean it up really good. We use one of these
I don't know if it's
to clean up the inside.
yeah, you got it. We got it far enough. The clip fits. It's far enough.
All right.
So this is the fun part.
Now we gotta use some pliers.
They're not just normal pliers.
We gotta fit in the holes.
C-clip pliers. So
Alright, you need my help?
I normally do. I don't usually use that. Where's the regular hammer?
Give me gloves. This is blood.
Like Creed.
Blood always guys out. Are you recording this?
Yeah.
So this bearing here, you can look in between. Right here, you can see the bearings touching the hub. So that bearing doesn't need to go in any further. So we just need the actual wheel hub to get pressed into there. And you find the right size here. You put that'll push onto the hub, and then you find something that pushes on the center of the bearing now this time. Because the center is the one, yep, but you don't want it touching the magnet. So let me get a smaller one of these. So check out this tool over here. So all these tools are different sizes. And let's try the smallest one. I think the smallest one is over here already. A little bit bigger. And there you go. That'll push right directly on the center. So, yep. Just about.
You wanna hold it?
Hold it. We're pressing the actual hub on. We're pressing on into the bearing, and it's self-centering. So make sure it starts. Let's just get the slack out for now and then start. Okay, let's check it center. Going in straight. Looks pretty good. Go ahead. That's it.
More?
Hold on. Loosen it all the way. So I had this in this way, which took up a lot of slack there.
Okay, I see.
This needs to turn around. Okay. Hold on, make sure it's center. Okay. And go for it. That's it. I think that's it. Let's check it out. Take it off. Yeah, when it stops moving, don't just stop. That's it. Don't keep going.
Okay.
And it should be flush with this bearing. Yeah, it's not even all the way flush. So this didn't interfere with it because it would have been flush if it did interfere with this. And you have to look at these two things. This has a little 45-degree angle, and it fits in that 45-degree angle. The concave and convex, it presses in perfectly.
It's moving a little bit.
It's self-centered.
It's not moving as smooth as you want it to. Maybe we should leave it loose a little bit.
Oh, no, never do that. This is gonna wear in.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is new grease. As it warms up, it's gonna expand, and then it'll be like, so you don't worry about that. So this is it. This is a perfect, like these. These are tight at first, and then later on they get loose.
Okay.
When you first put these in, the ball joints, it's like, it's hard to move,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, true.
Yeah. So let's do the other one. So we practiced on the left side, and let's do the right side. Now, bearing from the freezer first.
Metal inside.
So the magnet goes towards the speed sensor.
So that way.
Yeah. So let's show them. There's a magnet on that side. That side is not the magnet. It's just a rubber dealio. You can test it out just by putting this on it. See, I can feel a little resistance. So you push the magnet in first. Use the old bearing.
Put this one first.
Yep. Put this in through it. It's supposed to center itself. So yeah. Hold it. Put an old bearing on to press it. Wait. Make sure I don't have the magnet side towards it. It could
Damage it.
negative the other one.
And then one of those bearings.
One of these. The biggest one. The biggest one. Oh, look at that. Look at it. It should self-center pretty well because of all the convex and concaves. Center. Pretty good.
Turkey from this side.
That's right. Last time it messed up this side, remember? There we go. Get some more. Hold that side for a second. Just trying to make sure it's going in straight. The first initial 1/4 inch of going in straight is the important part. See how it straightened it up a little?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It looks pretty straight for me. Let's do a little hit. Yep, it's looking good. Okay. That's it. Once it hits, now reverse it all the way up. Beautiful. You check here, make sure it's all the way touching. It is. Now, put the hub in. Nope, we don't put the hub in. We put the C-clip.
Some help?
Yep, just hold that in. Push it down while we do it. Boom, boom. In. So easy.
Beautiful.
Have the right tools, it works good. Now, what did we use for this? We used a cup. We used this flat plate. And we put the... looking professional, look at this. And then it starts straight. Self-centers itself. There. And get that big one over there. Does it. Okay. No, that's the wrong one. That's the one that fits in it. There's one that was smaller. This is smaller. Right here. See, it's curved, so it self-centers. See? Self-centered.
Alright, I'm gonna hit it with the...
Yep. Go on that side, now hold this side.
Good.
Okay, no, hold on. You just want to double check. This is the critical part. A little tapping. Go for it. Stop. Take it out. All the way. This was supposed to hold the center. Remember? Pop that out. Okay, now. Oh, wait. We didn't want it that way. We wanted it this way. Okay, tightener. Okay, go. That's it. See, we were only almost pushing that out. Okay, take it all the way off. Support for the center of the bearing. You have to think about those things. That thing is pushing the center of the bearing. It could have popped the race out and we would have lost all the balls. Like this. We would have been in trouble. So, here we go. It's nice and tight. It's the way it's supposed to be, right when you start. If you could turn it by hand, it's not going to kill much gas mileage.
Yeah.
Right, so next, looks like installing it. And we're done. This was missing the shield already, the brake shield, brake dust shield, so here we go. So installing the spindle. It's beautiful. Make sure you have your correct side. Tie rod end will go in. Stick this right in. The axle goes right into the hub. And then put the bottom ball joint into the hole. So as I lift it, or you want to lift it?
Yeah,
I can, okay, you lift, and then all the way up. There we go, down. And just twist the axle in at the same time.
Make sure it's in the hole.
Yeah, it's in the hole.
Oh, it's not invisible.
Oh.
My finger.
There we go. Okay. Make
So you
sure
don't
we
get
don't
your
get our
finger
fingers.
caught in there.
There we go. Just get the nut on there loosely for now. And then the bottom nut for the ball joint. Just loosely. And then you can start on
Top one too?
the top one. So pull down on the upper control arm. Don't put your thumb there because I have to. The nut there. There we go. Start. Put the correct nut on there. Good. Okay. Look it. You can put this on. Tie rod on. Just get everything on loosely.
Actually, no, because you gotta put the caliper first, right?
Mm-hmm. Caliper goes also. I'll get something to cut the zip tie. We zip tied these up there. You got it right here. Boom. Get it out of the way. Make sure you don't twist that hose. Make sure the hose is nice.
Yeah.
And it's in the right position.
Before that?
So, yep. Go ahead and put the rotor.
What about the screw here?
Yep, just line up this one. It's actually this one goes up there. See how it's on the left side? Yeah.
There you go.
See it?
So we got the screw.
That. Actually, pull this tie rod end off so
You
you
got
can
some working
spin it.
space.
Yeah, you got working space. You can turn it.
There's two screws, one on the bottom and one on the top, and the whole caliper comes out. You don't have to do it. No bleeding, no nothing. It's the whole metal pull apart.
Go, a couple threads in, and then the other one self-lines. That's it. Put this up in here.
Got it?
It's getting there. There it is. You feel it seat. Then you got, don't forget this 10mm pipe.
What is that?
This is that where the magnetic ring spins next to it.
That's for the speed control, right?
Speed control. It knows if one tire is spinning faster than another. Then it knows if you're drifting or spinning out. And then it'll brake the one that's spinning too fast. That's it. And then the bracket for the speed controller.
So simple, right?
Super simple. A monkey can do. And then
Not simple, engineered. We gotta tie those in first so we don't, right?
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, let's do that with the.
Power tools
Getting ahead of myself.
or bracket is it?
Yep, brake caliber bracket.
What number is it? It's a 19 millimeters. 17.
17 millimeters.
17 millimeter. So you got two of those.
Yep. One. If you notice, I never even removed the bolts for the caliper. The pad stayed intact. And the screw can go back in here. And this nut back in here. So everything's together. Now we just tighten everything. Make sure of it. Time for new gloves. You know what? what? I'm gonna wash my hands and I'll be back in a second.
Alright.
Making a cotter pin straight down here. Putting the Phillips screw that holds the rotor flat to the hub.
Gotta make sure that this is straight as possible. You turn it around, you know, a couple times and until you find the metal piece, the metal center.
Okay, and on this side, I just tighten this screw that holds the rotor so it don't wobble on the hub while you're putting everything together. Most cars don't have that, but it's a good benefit to have. These other holes here are when the rotor rusts itself to the hub. So you put bolts in there and tighten them and it pushes it off. It's a press. So it presses the rotor off of the hub. These hold the rotor to the hub. So
I had to do that once.
yeah,
Yeah,
use that.
it's fun.
Yeah, you have to find the right
a
threads.
bunch of brake dust comes out, hits your face.
The craziness is getting the right threads and everything. So we just tighten this. I'm about 6 inches away from that, so if you put 50 pounds, you get 25 foot-pounds of torque. So I probably put about 80, about 40 foot-pounds of torque. Use the right wrench and it'll work better. There we go. Now we already tightened the caliper brackets. I need the 10 millimeter to tighten the wire. Okay, and that's it. Now the speed sensor is tightened. This one was for, oh, we had a different one for that. Right. Give me the other two. There it is, we found it. Don't tighten it too tight. It's strong. It's Milwaukee impact. This will break bolts, so be careful. Well, that's tight. We have to put a cotter pin through that. Let me take this off. Put in this socket, 36 millimeter. Okay. And when the tire is on and it's on the ground, we'll use a torque wrench. Tighten that up to 120 pounds. Now we have to tighten this bottom bolt. Okay.
Watch your face.
Kind of have to do everything blindly. This is a 2-foot bar, breaker bar. So put about, if you put 50 pounds of pressure, that's 100 pounds. There you go. That's all you need. Now, you work on the, see if they're lined up. So line up the cotter pins. The whole cotter pin up here.
Just
We
a little
tighten
tiny
this.
little bit more.
A little more?
Yeah.
And they'll line up.
Just a tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
Good.
Lined up.
Yeah.
Okay, give me one cotter pin for this one.
If it doesn't fit in there, you can just hammer it. Hammer it in.
And bend it with this.
Gotta go all the way through.
Okay. I got my tie rod end, cotter pin on. Kind of twist it. It's just a safety cotter pin, so if the bolt comes loose, you don't lose steering. And then let me do the top one. There it is. Cotter pin for that. The top one. There it is. All the way through. Bend it over. That's all you need to do. Use this. Straighten it up.
Gonna put that part first because the other one is bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it from the other side so we can get it.
Yeah, these can be a real pain.
There you go. So now grab it with the. Oh, there you go.
It's done.
Just twist it around. That's it.
Done.
Tap it. That's it.
Okay. Got one. This is tight. That's tight. The 3 cotter pins are tight. The brake lines are tight. The brake caliper is tight. And this is tight. Anything else we forget? Bottom ball joint we did. It's good. This one's done.
Just gotta put the tire back on.
And put the tire on. But we're doing a brake flush.
Okay, so just
So
we'll leave it like
let's
that.
keep it off, but then we can't do the back.
We can do one at a time.
Mm-hmm. So we can flush this. We can do the upper and lower radiator hoses, and then we can put the tires on, do the back brakes, and flush the back also. Okay, let's do this. Right spindle installation. With that,
Now put your finger in it.
put your finger in it. There it is. Bottom ball joints in. Kind of twist it too to get it into the spindle. Make sure that's out of the way.
That's it.
There it is. Get the nut on there so it don't pop out. That's the drive axle nut. Okay. There we go. Upper ball joint. Upper control on. Get the bottom nut on. Ball joint.
Caliper install.
Caliper install. Where's our cutter? Right here for the. I use a zip tie to hold it up there.
And the brake disc.
We need the disc first. Do that first. I'm not holding it with that caliper. Okay, line up those. Line up the bolt holes. No, it was right. You had it correct.
It did?
Yep, right there. So line up. Yep, there it is. Find your little Phillips screw. Pan head. That on. Got it. Okay. Yep. Make sure this is not twisted so you have it the right way. That's it. Hold that up there, get the 2 nuts ready.
There you go. Get a little closer if you can.
There it is.
Brianna. That's the top one.
Yeah, bottom started.
Bottom.
Wonderful. So you just twist it over.
17mm.
Yep, 17. That's I guess I have to flip it. Brake line bracket on. Hold that brake line. And this side is the
ABS
yeah, ABS.
sensor. Got it?
I think so. Yep. And that one. Put this in the hole where the magnetic dealio is. Sockets on the other side.
Alright.
Get that. For the 17 for the top ball joints.
Make sure it's aligned. Right?
How's it look?
That's good.
Yep. Bottom one with the long breaker bar. That's why I spun this. This one fits on that side. That 12mm. Do we have a 12mm for that? You got all the cotter pins to put in. Okay. Cotter pin for the tie rod end. Okay, the brake line bracket. Okay. That.
Tighten out the middle part? Not yet.
Not yet. That's it. Tight. This is tight. That's tight. This is tight. That's tight.
Middle part?
Brakes tight. Okay, the middle. The CV joint axle. See that big socket? There we go.
Do we gotta put the safety pins on?
There we go. And then we torque that afterwards. After the tire's on. Hey, that was quick.
Yeah, we just got the safety